What is up, everyone? We have another Exceed commentary today. It's probably the last commentary that I will be doing before I take a little bit of a break. But we have another version of cpat Certified Banger of the Week. Where, as you can tell, we're a little bit chill today, a little bit low energy. As we see the peak boosted right now. This is our I didn't even introduce the competitors. We have Rose on red side against Chykka on blue side. Rose using the peak to basically key charge. Notably, Dan does have 3 range 4 options that hit in Dive, Danku, which is a speed 6 advance 3, and Godoken, which is a fireball. We're going to see Clover spend 1 force in the form of Grasp to move to range 3. So yeah, right off the bat, we have 2 characters that we definitely expected to see in our 2-0 side of Chimera's Summer Bash round 3. We have Rose on the Dan, and we have Chykka on the Carl Clover. So take a look at Dan's UA first. Your Wild Swings have critical +1 power, +1 speed. I think we've caught all 4 matches that both these competitors have played in. Both these players are quite strong. Chykka, I mean, getting multiple high-level placings in multiple tournaments. That was not a well-functioning sentence, whatever. And Rose knocking off Migo Hunter last week, who's definitely one of the favorites to go far. But both these players are very good in their own right. They actually play each other a lot. Interestingly enough, I see them playing practice matches all the time. So hopefully we'll get to see a little bit of maybe meta gameplay that we wouldn't be able to see between 2 strangers, because these guys, they play together a lot. Well, I've heard from Rose that Chykka does win most of those, so maybe Chika's the favorite here. Who knows? We're going to see Clover initiate a strike at range 3. This is an Assault Dive Spike mix-up. Could be a Confoco at speed 4 as well. Could be a Cantabile at speed 6. Rose just going for a regular Wild Swing here. Oh man, that is not a play you see Chykka go for on turn 1 against a stranger. But against Rose, I guess the spike will beat the Wild Swing sweep. Chykka off to an early health advantage, but I feel like you wouldn't see Chykka turn 1 spike a stranger, you know? You definitely play a little bit more conservative than that, as we see the defend come out, met by a prep from Clover. Back to Dan here. Dan at range 3 is he's kind of funky, right? He doesn't really have any good options at range 3 outside of Shiso with Gauge, or like when possible to be played, but can't be played here unless it's boosted with like a Psychic Vision. We saw actually Rose complete that strategy last week. She boosted Psychic Vision, discarded her whole hand once she saw that Migo's hand was checkmated by Shiso, and then played the Shiso. But Psycho, Haragoshi, both copies are down, so it doesn't matter. Danku misses, Koryu misses, Godoken hits, but is under curve. We see a parry come out. Parry Cantabile hits. It's an interesting parry target. Cantabile is a card that gets Carl set up easily, right? It's a speed 6 move, so it's a range 3 speed 6 move that pulls, gains advantage as well, and allows for Nirvana movement as well. So that Nirvana can get the sandwich. The sandwich, of course, being the colloquial term for this part of the UA. When you set your attack for the opponents in or between you and Nirvana space, your specials and ultras gain +1 speed. We're going to see an EX come out here from Rose. EX Dive, EX Assault. Probably EX Dive, if I had to guess. Yep, there's the EX Dive. Chykka just decides to block it. Block, of course, being pretty free, with Rose not having the 2 gauge for a leg taunt. Although I don't think you EX leg taunt ever, basically. And with 1 spike being boosted as defend. This block was pretty safe. As Dan crosses over to short side. Yeah, I mean, there's natural choice here, right? So the opponent's attack has before, if Nirvana is in your space or your range, you may flip her. If you do, you cannot hit, but add this to your gauge after the strike. So this is definitely an important tool. This is important tech to remember against Carl Clover, is that you can shut off the doll. If you shut off the doll obviously cannot hit. So something like a Konanima, for example. If you shut off the doll won't be able to hit you back with a Konanima. As we see Clover discard 2 force in the form of Leitaba's Cantata from hand to take no damage. 6 damage dive coming out there. But yeah, you turn it off. You don't get hit effects, but you get gauge as well. So it's like super resource tilting towards the opponent. So we see Clover initiate strike at range 1. We see Rose go for the crit wild swing. No only grasps left in the deck. Chykka going for the Volante just to get the sandwich, interestingly enough. So yeah, this Volante will miss, right? It's range 3 to 8 from Nirvana. So the Volante will miss. However, Clover will advance 2, putting Dan into the sandwich. Okay, Chykka apparently did not know this was Volante. Chykka apparently thought he was playing something else. I thought Chykka was playing Volante. Okay, Jesus. Sorry, Chykka just got nervous and played Volante. I was like, why is Chykka playing Volante? Like, he really... Yeah, sorry. I thought Chykka just really wanted the sandwich that badly. That he would strike with a Volante. Like, so normally you don't see Chykka make these kind of plays, right? Chykka is a very, very good player. So I was trying my hardest to kind of rationalize why Chykka would play a range 1 Volante there. Chykka does it, of course, because he's nervous. Does get the sandwich out of it, and does take only 4 damage from the focus. However, I mean, could have just spent force to move Clover to the corner. This kind of position is pretty good for Clover, actually. We see the Psycho Vision come out here from Rose. Look at the opponent's hand, discard any number of cards from your hand, and strike. So we see a hand of Sweep, Konanima, Cross, and Kodfoko. So I have a feeling that Rose was trying to go for another Shiso from hand. However, Dan has the answer in Cross, right? Cross being speed 6, Shiso being speed 5. Oh man, that range 1 Volante was, I can't believe I spent so long of a time trying to justify that. But anyway, this positioning, this is as good as Carl Clover positioning's gonna get. Just with you in the Carl and the Clover, we're gonna see Rose drop no cards from her hand and then strike. Notably, Cross or Spike beats everything but Foco. I don't think this is a Spike. This is probably just a Cross itself. Oh, it's actually the leg taunt. Interesting. So we see Cross hit first for 2 damage. And then the leg taunt will not be stunned, of course. Advance up to 3. You may draw a card, then you may play and execute another attack from your hand. So I wonder what Rose goes for here. This was like a super safe move, right? Because it beats the Kodfoko. Yeah, and there's a sweep afterward. So Rose, like, not willing to risk dying to... Or not dying, but, kind of getting traded out evenly by the Foco there. And decides to spend 2 gauge and go for the leg taunt instead of just, like, a raw sweep. So we see a Nirvana action. Move Nirvana up to 1 space. Pretty mediocre as far as actions go, but sometimes you want Nirvana in the right spot. We see Dan initiate another strike here. Notably, I believe this was the card that was top decked by Rose. So Carl Clover Wild Swings across. The Koryu will beat it. It'll be a 4-power Koryu. And Dan off to an early lead. Both players with low resources in hand, but Clover is a character that needs a lot of resources, whereas Dan can theoretically function well without it as long as he's trading well enough. But Carl Clover definitely cannot, right? So Dan, like, kind of can. Obviously, like, his ultras will, like, randomly hit you if you have no cards in hand, although Rose is not the type of player to drop down to this many, to a 0-card hand size, unless she Unless she, like last week, that Shiso was checkmate basically. And yeah, we're just to see both players prep back up. Clover definitely needing to do this for sure, 100%. So we see the Fierce boosted from Clover. Reminder that because Dan is in the sandwich, Dan is dealing with a speed 8 threat here in Cone Brio. So this is a 168 with the Fierce in play. It is 4 special. And we're just see the Psycho Glory boosted in response to that. Interestingly enough. I wonder if Rose is trying to play a slow. And then I wonder if Chykka's willing to throw out a random Konanima here. Because Psycho Glory, I'm not really sure Rose is playing it for the crits right now. Maybe she is. I don't know. The problem is, like, if Chykka plays Brio, right, you're not... If Rose thinks Chykka's playing Brio, you're not wild swinging against a Brio, because Dan doesn't really have any defensive cards, right, outside of the leg taunt and normals. So you're very likely to get stunned out and then lose value from this. So this tells me that Rose wants to play a slow this turn and then get value from this boost later. Or at least that's my read. So maybe in response to that, Chykka strikes with a raw Konanima. Although that is a scary card to strike with. Look at the stats on this thing. It is, I mean, at the very least it's 3 speed, it's 8 power, but it only has 3 defenses. Which might not be enough into a Dan that is considering wild swinging. Because at range 1, 3 damage threats become 4 damage threats with the critical factor. We're going to see Chykka initiate a strike here. Basically a Brio Anima mix-up, could be some other stuff involved there as well. Rose could always also just be like trying to block this. Rose actually going for the crit wild swing. It is the Brio. The How Gadoken will not be validated, of course. Yeah. So before Rose sets the second wild swing, technically the rules are that Brio has to be validated first. And yeah, that's... I did not expect this play from Rose. Maybe Rose was expecting the Konanima. And yeah, this should be a 6 power Kon Brio, which I believe Rose took the damage for completely. So I'm interested... Yeah, maybe we read the situation properly, but then Rose just decided that this was an Anima instead of a Brio. Which is totally fair there, to be fair. But 6 damage swing in favor of Clover there. Back to Rose. Rose going for second Psychic Vision. Now this one is much less likely to produce a checkmate. So this one just feels like it's for hand information more than anything else. So we're going to see a hand of 2-4 Anima Brio Foco. So the second speed 8 option is in the hand of Carl Clover here. I mean, this is pretty much guaranteed to hit. Right, this Brio is always going to hit. But we do have a mix-up here. An EX Konanima has 5 defenses at speed 4, which is way more respectable, right? So that's definitely a threat that Dan wants to be wary of. Notably, Dan doesn't have 3 gauge for like a Shiso to counter that. Doesn't really have like a high damage option outside of that, right? With both Koryus down, that would pop the defenses of a Konanima. So I feel like EX Konanima actually just beats a lot of things here, weirdly enough. That's not really something you hear people say too often, is that EX Konanima, or that a Konanima is like gonna beat a lot of things. But in this situation, it actually feels like quite good of a combat option into whatever Rose is trying to threaten here. Rose playing 1 card from hand. I don't remember her cross situation. Are both her crosses down? I feel like this is Rose could be trying to play cross to deal with them. Assuming that, well, okay, if Rose reads Brio, then she's playing slow, right? If Rose reads Anima, then like she plays cross or dies. So maybe she's just forced to read a Brio here and hope that she can trade. I don't know. This is mix-up city for sure. Mix-up city in an important combat strike, so I think whoever takes this combat will be well ahead in the game. But that's the basic mix-up there. Let's see what happens. Okay, Chykka looks like he's going for the Anima. Is this the cross? It's a grasp to shut down Nirvana. Of course. The classic. Yeah, sorry, that's me forgetting about Nirvana getting disabled. God, I'm really off my game. I really need this break. Yeah. So that was the mix-up there. Rose predicting that she would go for Anima so she can shut off the doll. Classic there. That was the last Speed 7 grasp, although there's Speed 6 options, right? Basically there, the mix-up was the same. I just neglected to call out the fact that Anima loses to more things than I thought because of the whole shut-off mechanic that Nirvana has. Classic Nirvana. Chykka spends EX Con Anima there, losing that mix-up, basically. So not a huge swing there, but EX Con Anima is definitely a tool that you would like to have. No, EX Con Anima still is pretty middling. It's probably better maybe towards an endgame where like an opponent accidentally checkmates himself against a Con Anima. But this card, I don't know, I've played Miko so many times against his Carl Clover, and I can't remember the last time I've gotten hit by a Con Anima. It's been like at least 30, 40 games since I've gotten hit by a Con Anima. It feels like. Maybe not 30, 40, maybe that's an exaggeration, but definitely like more than 20. As we see the light boosted at range 1 from Chykka. This is threatening like a Speed 7 Konfoko. I believe all Speed 7 options from Dan are down. I believe we saw both Grasps and both Shisos. So this is a 7 speed, 7 power Konfoko. The only issue with that is that Carl Clover needs to re-enable his Nirvana, right? Right now she's disabled, so she can be re-enabled. Oh, wait. Okay, well there are no normals here. Okay, so this is basically a scuffed tech that Dan goes for here to try to just tech the +2 speed. Yeah, completely forgot that the dive was a normal in Chykka's hand. Chykka's very lax about it because basically when you boost light, right, this dive becomes speed 6, so it doesn't lose to a lot of things. Notably, Dan is we know Dan is down both Koryus. So like a crit. Well, the thing is, it would be like a crit assault that would punish that. Or by punish that, I mean get Clover, or hit Clover, rather. I mean, this punishes the light in that Chykka gets no value out of the light. The only issue is that Rose is pretty low in resources herself, and we have similar health totals. We're going to see a move 4 action from Rose. Rose saying no to Nirvana. And that's the strat. Always say no to Nirvana. Although Clover can just like run here, and then Dan does have to deal with a speed 5 Foco, potentially speed 6, because I believe EX is still a threat for Dan, and getting hit by Foco is not a fun time. Rose also down to her last 5 cards left in deck, so Chykka does have a good idea of what's left, what's coming. Yeah, it looks like Chykka maybe considering taking a look right now. I think it's definitely worth checking what the last 5 cards are, yeah. Yeah, Rose does the same. This is a mistake I see a lot of kind of intermediate level players make. Which Rose is trying to like not make that mistake right now, is that they don't really understand what options they have left up when they're down to 8 cards left in deck, 6 cards left in deck, that kind of situation. When in reality, they should have probably reshuffled earlier or spent resources better in such a way that, you know, with like a move action, like move to a better range where more of your stuff hits. It's very important to be cognizant of what's left in your deck. And I see a lot of intermediate players not doing this, and then they suffer as a result. So there's your tip. Oh, did I call this a cpat certified banger of the week? I mean, I guess it's like de facto banger of the week. That's not even like a real thing. That's not even like a real moniker. It's not a real thing. Should I make it a thing? I feel like I tried to make it a thing when I was casting Druggy Shapes Returns. And then I forgot about it when I was casting the Breakfast Club tournaments. Such maybe there weren't that many bangers that I was catching. But well, maybe we'll make it a thing. But yeah, this is that. Sure, I'll let you guys in on that 20 minutes into the video. that this is in fact that. Chykka counting the exact 5 cards that are left, taking his time. Really important to do this in tournament. You definitely do not want to be miscounting your opponent's options. Clover, on the other hand, has half his deck left. He has 6 cards in hand, 9 cards left in deck, exactly half left. Now, Clover does have access to way more force than Dan does at this juncture. So I wonder if Chykka will be using that resource advantage that he currently has to establish a better position than the one he has. Maybe, like, taking corner, for example. Like, take far corner. Would not be terrible. You can even take this corner, force Dan to move in with both Haukadokuns down. And then so if you take this corner, then you force Stan to move in and then interact with the Nirvana more, or like try to interact with the Nirvana more, and you threaten a speed 4 Forco from range 5. It's like a boosting assault here from Clover, retaking this corner. No, we actually just see Chykka boost the defend, and yeah, Rose realizing she doesn't have the options she wants, she'll go for the reshuffle action here. Clover boosting range 1, just trying to trade. I mean, range 1 Spike boost, you see it a lot, especially because Spike, it's not a card that works at range 1, right? In most cases. And also, this defend boost does get good value at range 1 as well. Land where speed does not matter. Maybe I want to see Clover boost an assault, though, if he has it, to take corner, though, and force Dan to come in. So Dan with every option theoretically up. Outside of EX Sweep and EX Koryu, of course. Wonder how Chykka wants to deal with the situation in front of him. So like I said, especially with Rose taking the reshuffle action, you only draw 1 card off the top right. So still has another turn of a massive resource advantage compared to Dan. Surely it's not. He's like move towards the Nirvana. Surely the move is not move Nirvana 1. There are way better plays than that, surely. One play I could maybe end up seeing as well happening is lock Campanella into an assault boost, put the Nirvana up close, and then take a step back as Clover. Force Dan to come in if he wants to trade. Otherwise, he has to deal with the Nirvana, who still has an Brio in hand. This is the first turn we've really seen Chykka take the time to think. Chykka relatively... No, not relatively. Chykka's an extremely slow player. No, not extremely slow. Chykka's a slow player. Interesting. So we're going to see the Virtuoso boosted. +1 power, +1 speed before move Nirvana up to 1 space. Normally moving Nirvana up to 1 space doesn't matter here. Because you're moving her to range 3 or range 5 from this positioning, and nothing that changes the math on nothing hitting. So this is basically just Chykka spending an Ultra and his second Brio to play Swift. That is a curious decision. This could be, in theory, a multi-turn setup that Chykka's going for, but it feels extremely slow. As Rose decides, I'm going to strike into this. I'm not afraid of your options. I'm just going to strike into this. So I have no idea what Clover's is. Clover's just going to play like something lame, like an assault or something. I have no idea what Clover's trying to play here. Clover does have 3 gauge. Letala's Cantata is an option, but it just doesn't feel very good here. Rhapsody of Memories doesn't work because Nirvana's at range 4. That's going to be just the Cantabile. That should be a 2-power Cantabile. Okay, yeah, Rose did take 2. Setting up the sandwich, but I guess the Cantabile, it makes the Cantabile speed 7. But it does so in an extremely expensive way, right? As Clover deciding hit effects. Notably, he chose to skip the before effect on Move Nirvana, and will move Nirvana after with this. Looking at the order of operations here. So Dan in the sandwich. Dan in the sandwich, but both Brios and both Animas are down. So the only threat that we're looking at here for that's being represented is the Rhapsody of Memories at 5 speed. Oh no. That's actually going to be a reshuffle action. So now we're threatening Deus Ex Machina. We'll take a look at this UA. Hold on, give me 1 second. Yeah, so we'll take a look at the Deus Ex Anima that's currently being threatened by Clover at this point in time. Stun immunity, calculate innate range from Nirvana. Nirvana cannot be flipped. After, steal Nirvana. This Ultra looks like it's really, really, really bad. And it is in a lot of cases, I've found, but there are some cases where this Ultra is really good. Basically, anytime Nirvana can't be flipped, that's an important card, right? That's an important time because one of the main ways of dealing with Nirvana is by flipping her, right? This card will trade with anything, right? Because 4 armor, stun immune. So it'll trade with basically anything. It'll trade extremely well. It's very expensive, though. If the opponent doesn't move, take 10 damage. Jeffrey has an Ultra like this. That's pretty good, right? Is it Jeffrey? I don't know. Some characters have an Ultra like this, and they're like... This is very reminiscent of a Season 2 Ultra to me. The downside of after stealing Nirvana technically shouldn't come in play too much. Because hopefully you've won by then, but maybe, I mean, that's not the case here, right? I wonder if Chykka's gonna maintain this threat over Dan's head for the rest of the game, because Dan has to be cognizant of it. Actually, we see Dan just immediately striking to that. It's like, it feels like, I don't know, could just be, if we're playing safe, it's a cross from Dan. If we're not playing safe, it's something like an assault. It's something like it could also be like a dive technically, just to get to the other side away from the doll. But just a reminder that Nirvana can't be flipped. So your normal tactics of playing a speed 7, like for example, Rose played the speed 7. Rose goes for the spike. Rose was perfectly willing to trade there. Then Clover plays an undercover assault. Nobody, Rose is not stunned, so can flip the doll. Chykka just letting Rose know that that's an option, right? So because Rose is not stunned, she flips the doll and adds the spike to gauge. What a fun time, huh? What a good strong character. Migo says his best. She tries her best. Nirvana tries her best. So I think Rose was totally willing to take that trade. Just because Chykka would spend his gauge. Maybe just taking the bet that Chykka wouldn't even play the Deus Ex Machina in that situation. I'm actually shocked that Chykka just doesn't let it rip now. Like, Dan is on a wild swing. How many options advance Dan here? Danku and dive? And cross? So I'm actually shocked that Chykka just didn't swing for it. You see the Allegretto boosted from Chykka. Chykka loves pairing this with cross, and why wouldn't you? It's a cross that puts you far, far away. Gets parried! Threat diffused from Clover there by Dan, just throwing the parry to get rid of the Deus Ex Machina, which Chykka was definitely looking to go for, or at least threaten, if not go for. But Rose says no to that, and actually, yeah, Chykka probably shouldn't have struck with this. There are so many options that don't, like leg taunt, Danku, dive, block, cross. Yeah, okay. Yeah, fair. That's the kind of play you make when you're far behind and you just want to play the odds. But Chykka's ahead in this matchup so far. Oh, also the doll's disabled. So, yeah. Attacks that calculate range from Nirvana cannot hit. And I believe this doesn't flip Nirvana. There's like I feel like there's one attack that flipped. Is there one attack that flips Nirvana? Oh, but it's on Leitawa's Cantata. Yeah, she has no before flip Nirvana attack. It's only an after. It's on Leitawa's Cantata. Anyway, I don't remember whose turn it is. I think Chykka just boosted Allegretto. I don't know why I'm saying it with that accent, but we are. So I believe it's Rose's turn now, question mark? Oh, apparently it's Chika's turn. Okay, fine. Oh, Chykka gained advantage off the assault, of course. That's the turn. Wait, no. There's a boost after this. Whose turn is it? Okay, wait. Chykka takes it back. Oh, the turn after that was the parry turn. Okay. It is his turn. Okay. The turn after that was the parry turn. Sorry, I just lost... I just forgot the last turn was a parry. Parry of the Deus Ex. I thought we were further along in the game than that. Chykka says... Chykka obviously saying that he wanted to strike with a card that hits from... Nirvana. Man, Nirvana currently disabled, so no Nirvana strikes. Notably, you can flip Nirvana by exceeding, right? That's a rather expensive way to flip Nirvana. And I think there's a boost that helps you flip Nirvana somewhere. Yes, the boost on Conbrio. You may flip Nirvana or move her one space. However, Chykka is not... Or Chykka has reshuffled, but has a Brios caught in gauge. Okay, Chykka looks like he's finally decided to make a move. It will be a strike. No bells and whistles on this. Dan going for the Great Wild Swing, of course. In response is the focus. It is the leg taunt. So leg taunt will surely be validated here. Because Dan can make this focus miss. Dan gets a spike. That's like super value. Yep. So we'll advance 3 and drop the spike. Chykka takes 5. A little bit fortunate that Rose had the leg taunt on top and the second spike in hand. But hey, that's Exceed, baby. Well, Nirvana now back online, of course. Dan now threatening 7 power Shiso, feels like. One Cantabile gone, one Cantabile caught engaged before the reshuffle, so one Cantabile left. Wonder if this is Rose just swinging for the fences here with the Shiso. As the Shiso will get met by the Letabo's Katana. So Shiso will go first, will hit for 7 damage, or will have 7 power on it. Letabo's Katana will not be stunned, will take 5. And Chykka will deal 3 damage back, excuse me. And we'll push 1, but will, however, after, move Nirvana up to 3 spaces, so we'll get the sandwich off it. Chooses to stick Dan underneath, or chooses to stick Nirvana underneath Dan for the moment. Wonder why Chykka's going for this. It just, like, I guess it makes Brio better. As Rose, yeah, with her advantage, will just prepare. Wonder if, like, it makes Brio better. Because then you can, like, pick what side to push. But I don't understand why he. Oh, because it's 1, 2, 3. That's why. I was like, why not move Nirvana here? But no, Nirvana does not. Nirvana has no. What am I trying to say? Player spaces count for Nirvana. There you go. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, we're going to see the backstep boost now to retreat to the corner. So Dan now at range 5. At range 5, Dan has nothing that hits, except for Danku. As we see Rufus make another appearance. Big movement action. Dan spends 4 force to move to range 1. Big move action. Nirvana now in the middle of nowhere, as is her wont. Ways to get Nirvana back into action are A, exceeding, very slow, because you're basically passing turn when you exceed. Or B, lock up Panella. So this is one of the downsides of Clover, right? This is why I believe Clover is like probably one of the worst characters in the game, just because like it's so easy to break the movement up. Just have to be good. You have to be a knower. You don't have to be good necessarily. You just have to be a knower of how to do it. So we see a change cards 5, drawing 6 from Chykka. Fresh hand. Chykka down to his last 6 life, however, so he can die here in theory. Can totally die. See a reading come out from Rose. A read sweep, and it's gonna be match. It's gonna be the second Shiso. That's game. Oh no. Oh no, that is unfortunate. That exact. I guess the focus was drawn, but the Shiso Roche's going for it. It pays off here, big time. Clover drawing couple too many cards off the top. I mean, draws a bunch of normals, right? Just did twice now, actually, that Chykka just went for a bet that Rose didn't have the reading, and Rose did have the reading, right? Obviously, I mean, there's a turn 1, there's a range 1 Volante in there as well. But yeah. Honestly, I will say this, pretty fortunate deck order there for Rose on the second reshuffle. She had exactly what she needed at all times to counter Chykka's plays perfectly. Like, for example, the 2 big examples, right, were the reading for checkmate, the parry on Deus Ex, And of course the first play, which was what was the play? I'm trying to remember. Oh, the focus that Chykka played. Rose Wild swung leg taunt, right? Just very fortunate deck or impossibly well crafted deck. No, not impossibly because we saw it happen, but well crafted deck from Rose there on the second reshuffle. Anyway, best of 3 format here. Chykka can no longer bring Dan. She has the Enchantress, the Jhin, and the Lene. Chykka, of course, has the Carmine, the Clover, the Fight, and the Vega. Let's see what he goes for here. That was the first game that Chykka lost all tournament. Fun fact. I mean, he's only played 4 games, so it's not the biggest thing. But hey, Rose is Dan looking pretty good. Although, yeah, I will say a lot of that did come down to fortunate deck order on the reshuffle from Rose there. Like, actually just drew the perfect answers like 3 times post-reshuffle, which is insane. We're going to see Chykka go to the Carmine, and we're going to see Rose bring out the Jhin. This is the... oh, man, you know Chykka sweating, because he's bringing out the Carmine. We've not seen Chykka play Carmine. Chykka's been smurfing on the Clover in his first 2 games, but against Rose, we'll bring out the Carmine, and we're going to see Rose bring out the Jhin in response to the Carmine. And now Jhin has some tech, I think. Jhin could have some tech in this matchup. What are we looking at? Jhin has overhead? Jhin has advantage chains for days. So basically, if Jhin advantage chains Carmine, right, Carmine can't get set up for multiple turns in a row where Jhin is striking consistently into Carmine in an advantage state, which is not something that Carmine's used to. Jhin has overhead to finish games. Jhin has preemptive, which is insane, into Carmine, surely. I think this matchup could be totally fine for Jhin. I don't know. But the theory is there that tells me that this matchup is not the theory is there that Jhin doesn't lose instantly, right? There's some characters that just they don't have the tools to deal with Carmine, right? They can't deal with the defensive set play pressure that Carmine puts on the opponent, or like the slows that he pairs with it, or the fasts, right? Like, there are characters that can't deal with it. I think in theory that Jhin can deal with some of this in some way. So I'm interested to see how Rose will play the matchup. I think you need to play an aggressive style of Jhin. You need to be using your gauge mostly on after draw 2s. Advantage chain a ton, so pinpoint strike's important. Preemptive important, right? You need to be advantage chain quite a bit. So that's my take on the matchup. Maybe I'm just a little bit excited to see a Rose play into Carmine here, but the tools are there. I just don't know if they're enough or not. That's what we're going to see. Of course, the turn 1 dissolve. We'll take a look at dissolve here. Before, if your range towards the opponent includes a space plus 0 to 1 range plus 2 power, and add this to your gauge. Looks like more and more people are really happy with putting the dissolve turn 1 on center. Dissolve turn 1 on center threatens a card like Thrust, which is speed 6. Threatens your slows that hit 1 to 3. We're going to see Jhin boost Fierce in response to that. That's spooky. Boosting Fierce in response to that. If Jhin goes Thrust, or if Carmine goes Thrust, Jhin has an answer in Ice Blade. Right. If Carmine goes slower, well, I mean, Jhin has fast options for that, although they don't look that great, honestly. Like what? Your Ice Car? Not really. I mean, for slow options, Jhin has Cross, but that's not good. That's no good. So this Fierce boost is very interesting. Wonder if Rose is threatening... If Rose boosted Fierce because she has EX Crystal Strike in hand, to try to trade against everything Carmine's throwing. And if she plays it on defense, then it'll be her turn, which means she can maybe theoretically have like a little bit of advantage chain going with cards like Dual Eye Strike and Assault and Pinpoint Strike, that sort of thing. We're actually going to see Chykka prepare into this. So it says to Rose, okay, show me what you got. And I have a feeling Rose has a defensive EX that she doesn't want to play on offense. That's my guess. That's my read on the situation. Is that she has a defensive EX that she wanted to play in response to Carmine striking. But Carmine didn't strike, right? Here comes the preemptive from Rose. +2 speed, now strike. Threatening a 7 power dive. We are also threatening a 7 power Ice Blade. Or 6 power Ice Blade, excuse me. At speed 5. We are kind of threatening a 7 speed Crystal Strike to pop the thrust. Let's see what we're going for. It is going to be just the 7 power dive. Chykka blocks. I'm not the biggest fan of his preemptive. I really want to see preemptive spikes over preemptive dives against Carmine to try to pop the setup. So I'm not the biggest fan of that preemptive dive. It is aggressive, and aggression is good, but the only thing is it's aggression that doesn't pop the setup, right? Because Carmine went for a block. Furthermore, it doesn't really pop the setup because it's going to be Carmine's turn, right? So like that kind of play would be better late, where Carmine maybe doesn't have the appropriate resources in hand, just to reset the situation. But I'm not the biggest fan of it now, if that makes sense. Chykka probably just gonna drop a bunch of normals, if I had to guess, to not take any damage, or to mitigate most of the damage. And yeah, drops the focus and drops something else. I missed what else. The dissolve stays on the board per the trap boost rules. There are new boosts in season 6. Carmine has them, and then like a couple other characters kind of have them, but we're gonna see the ha 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 be devoured, parried from Rose. Parry looks like it'll miss, so we see a hand of grasp, dive, sweep, thrust, thrust, spin. 2, 4, 7, thrust, thrust, spin. No dissolves. 5 dissolves left in this deck. No dissolves in hand. If Jin had a little bit more juice, this will definitely spell go time for Jin. You really want to be catching Carmine without dissolves in hand early, and you want to be making the most of that time, because it doesn't happen every game. In fact, a lot of games that doesn't happen where Carmine draws only 1 early dissolve. But when he does, you really want to be taking advantage of those kind of strikes. And we're gonna see we're probably just going to see a read focus play sweep here from Carmine. And works out perfectly. Yeah. So obviously, like, right, you see a lot of players pair a reading with a focus, right? So you parry. You block with a focus, right? So you parry a target in the opponent's hand. If you don't get it, there's a constellation prize to look at their hand. The next turn, you read them. Carmine says, no, let me get rid of 2 birds with 1 stone. Let me get rid of my dive, which is a normal that can be read. But let me get value out of this, right? Let me play an 8 power sweep that's very likely to not lose here. Right? And of course it's 8 power because of the dissolve on board. And then let me catch the 7 defensive focus. And that's exactly what happened there. Very well played there from Chykka. Chykka does still have 1 no normal in hand. It's the grasp, alongside EX thrust and the spin. We're going to see defend booster on Jin's side. We're going to see Carmine probably flip here, because Carmine has some room to breathe. No dissolves in hand at the moment. And yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. Carmine spends the sweep from Gage to flip, where he can now play dissolve boost from Gage. Jin goes for a UA Wild Swing. Okay, this is not something I considered. Jin will basically always get value off the after draw 2 here, it feels like. And yeah, we'll certainly get value off the after draw 2. Carmine plays the known grasp in hand to pull, push away 2. Notably, grasp would never have stunned. Grasp would have never stunned the permafrost because there was a defend boost up. But wants to build a bit of distance. The permafrost will of course miss. It's only 1 to 2, but will close 1 and draw 1 as well. So Rose actually draws 3 cards off that combat. Carmine of course will play the dissolve from Gage and Carmine shuffle. The only question is whether Carmine wants range 1 or range 3. Has the EX thrust and spin in hand, so probably gonna take a step back. Yep, there it is. Carmine shuffle. Back to Rose here, who has built up a good number of cards from that one strike. Hasn't been able to keep up any offensive pressure, though, as far as dealing damage to Carmine's health pool is concerned. I don't know, I just really wasn't a fan of that early dive. That early preemptive dive. We see the pinpoint strike boosted, spending the ice. Sorry, I got distracted there for a bit. We see the pinpoint strike boosted. Plus 1 power, you may advance surgery 1, gain advantage. Cost the force, will spend the ice blade for that, and strikes from hand. Does Rose. No gauge for an after draw 2 here, but advantage chains are good into Carmine. Sustained advantage chains are better into Carmine, though, so that's. Maybe Rose can get one down. It's gonna be speed 7 thrust coming out. And wow, Rose reads it perfectly. We'll take 6 damage from the EX thrust, and we'll deal 6 back with the sweep. Chykka says, whoops, did math wrong, lols. Yeah, thrust only does 6 damage there. So good combat from Rose there. Yoinks the known spin, so now I believe there are 2 unknown cards in Chykka's hand. Should be 1 more damage from. Yeah, should be 1 more damage that Chykka takes because of the boost. Jin gets advantage. Carmine spends early thrust. Carmine is. Isn't this so? Carmine's in danger here. UA strike, assault dive spike mix up here. From Jin. Can also throw in like I don't know, like an ice car or something. Maybe an ice blade, probably not an ice blade, but this can start going wrong for Carmine. Because Carmine's not accelerating through his deck. Like if Carmine, so the thing is, if Carmine plays a dissolve from here, right? Carmine's not accelerating through his deck fast enough to draw the remaining 5 dissolves, right? So Carmine really needs to be prepping here, but that just allows Jin to get more pressure going as well, which is bad. It's gonna be the block into the assault. Jin will draw 2. This is a 4 power assault. Yeah, Carmine will just block all of it. Normally that's the second block down for Carmine. Jin gains advantage. Draws 2 on it as well. Carmine's stuck with only 2 cards left in hand, right? And it's gonna be a UA strike from Jin. Could be basically anything. I have a feeling Carmine responds with a slow. Because Carmine's kit is full of slows. And EX thrust is down. Notably, Carmine's way of stopping advantage chains like this is through twist, right? So twist is a DP shape that gains advantage. So if you're able to outspeed the opponent and they play an unguarded advantage option, spike is not going to work. It's just going to be the focus. Okay, so just 4 more for Rose. Rose draws 3 off that. Like look at the deck velocity that Jin is putting out here. And like this is what I'm talking about, right? Carmine is stuck here. Like, this is a situation that will take Carmine multiple turns to get out of. And a character like Jin feasts on characters like that, right? Or has the potential to feast. I'm not saying Jin beats Carmine. Like, I'm not claiming that at all, but I'm saying Jin has a fighting chance in this matchup for this reason. You're seeing it play out here early on this matchup, right? As we kind of approach the mid game, but like because Chykka is playing, he's just recycling this one boost. He's not actually getting deck acceleration, which is maybe what he needs, right? But he can't do both, right? He can't put a dissolve out and get deck acceleration at the same time. So Chykka this time chooses to prepare, maybe get some more dissolves or cards that he needs in his hand. But that means that there's no setup, right? There's no setup on the board. So an aggressive Jin can put this kind of pressure on Carmine, in theory. Well, in practice too, because you're seeing it right now. But yeah, there you go. Back to Jin here. Jin almost assuredly going to go for a UA strike, if I had to guess. Carmine does have the health advantage, though. It's not a big health advantage, but it's a small health advantage. As we approach the mid game here, for sure. Another UA strike from Jin. Just keeping up that resource pressure. Just keeping it up. If I had to guess, this is probably like the dual life strike. We haven't seen any of those yet, and that card gets you advantage. And performs really well at range 1, or decently well at range 1, rather. Dual Eye Strike is a card that just completely shuts out Twist, by the way. Cross, it's actually going to be the Jin Cross. Interesting. Jin wants to go to range 4. Draws 2 cards off it. Nobody, if Carmine does the Carmine Shuffle, Carmine will be at either range 3 or range 5 if played from Gage. However, if played from hand, Carmine can stay at range 4. With 1 Gage, Jin's range 4 options are Crystal Strike and Dive and Ice Blade. When Ice Blade down, EX Crystal Strike's still up for Jin. Okay, looks like Carmine wants to put a Dissolve down from Gage. We'll move to range 3, almost assuredly. Oh, takes a step back to range 5. Range 5 means that this is going to be +1 effective range, so range 4 option would hit. The range 4 options that would hit are Spin, and Dive actually misses because Dive could not trigger this before effect. So we are threatening only Spin here from Carmine, excuse me. Spin would be a 1-5, 6-2-6. After advance 1, 2, 3, or 4. So, I mean, well, the threat is clear from Carmine in this particular juncture. How will Jin deal with it? I mean, Jin was the one that chose to go to range, so I'm assuming there's some sort of plan. I'm not really sure what the plan is, though. The plan is to spend 2 force to move on the Dissolve? Now I'm confused. Maybe, I don't know, because the thing is, when you're Jin there, you back up to range 4. You can't expect Carmine to just stand there in range 4, right? Carmine has free movement on his UA, right? You have to be cognizant of where Carmine's going to be shuffling about, right? So I'm really interested by the decision to, for Rose to go to range 4 and then spend 2 force to move to range 3, giving Carmine time to build, right? Maybe she just didn't have the proper hand to support the cross. So we're going to see the Blood Spike boosted. If the opponent's in the Dissolve boost space, deal 2 non-lethal damage to push or pull 1, and take another action. So yeah, Carmine pushing Jin to range 4 and then striking. Now range 3 options will hit at range 4. Assault hits, spike hits. No thrusts at least. Notably, this mix-up does lose to EX Crystal Strike. Unless this is slow. It's an assault. Jin goes for the dive trying to trade. Assault is the speed 5 option, which would have lost to the EX Crystal Strike, but beats base, or like will trade with basically anything else. Jin takes 6 damage off it. Carmine gains advantage and will reset up. Moving to range 1, now threatening those slows, especially with a dive down. Dive was like a hard call out on Spike and like an attempt to trade with slows. So I guess not really a hard call out there because it beats basically everything but assault there. Or not beats, but will hit everything but assault. But like assault's a really bad scenario there because assault gets Carmine advantage as well. And yeah, what looked like a good opportunity for Jin to perform well in the mid game. I mean, tables have turned completely. And Carmine's 4 cards in hand. Carmine's set up. This is gonna be way harder for Jin now. You see the ignore armor now strike hit add this to your gauge. I have no idea what this is. I actually have no idea what this is. I don't know why you're ignoring armor at this point in the game. Like, is she trying to build a second gauge? This is an after draw 2 on it as well. I do not know what's being threatened here. So we're trying to threaten a slow? She's trying to threaten like a sweeper road. She could die if she does. Permafrost does not perform well here. Because Permafrost has the caveat of +2 power only if the opponent has less cards in hand than you. I have no idea what this could be. It's going to be an assault into a sweep, and that is game. Yeah, I don't know what the setup... I didn't really understand what the setup was there. I don't know what... I don't know, I just felt like Carmine... I mean, Carmine's got enough guard to deal with anything. Right, I mean, had a spin left. I guess didn't really... And a sweep left. So didn't really have the most options, but... I don't know, anyway. Chykka takes game 2 with the Carmine. Over the... over the Jin. So Chykka can no longer play Carmine for the rest of the set, stuck with the Vega, the Fight, or the Clover. Rose can re-up with the Jin, or she can play Linné or Enchantress. So yeah, Jin pressure was good at the start. Lost the plot a little bit towards the mid game though. Wonder if that was a resource issue for Jin or like a... I don't know, it just felt like the one strike that was really weird to me, that felt like the real turning point of the match, was Rose striking with a range 1 cross swing to range 4, and then Carmine taking a step back to range 5. And then from there, Jin just felt really far behind. That's what it felt like to me, at least. I wasn't... On top of that, I wasn't really a fan of the early preemptive spend either. So I think you really do want to be just pairing your preemptives with Spike in that matchup. Okay, this is a matchup I've never seen before and never theory crafted before, and I don't think anyone has in the history of Exceed. We're going to see the Claw from Chykka against the Linné from Rose. Game 3. Of what's turned out to be a really interesting set overall. Definitely not an immaculate set, right? Definitely some mistakes from both players, from both sides, but it's definitely been a very entertaining set. I hope you guys are enjoying the high level gameplay between these two top tier competitors. We've actually seen both these characters played before. So Vega, of course, gets the bonuses by standing in the corner when he sets his attack. Lene can play boosts from her gauge to get +1 power, and her boosts all have now advantage, or hit gain advantage, and various other small bonuses on top of that. Should be an interesting matchup. Don't know. I mean, Lene is definitely going to have to be the... Like, Vega's no problem standing far away in the corner, right? Lene's definitely going to have to be standing middle 3, if not standing in the corner herself. I wonder if Lene's advantage chains will be good enough to run over Vega's somewhat poor resource game. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Again, as I stated in Game 1, both these competitors have lots of practice against each other. They know how each other play. They know their strengths and weaknesses. So this is definitely like an interesting matchup just from a player perspective, let alone the characters being chosen on the board. Anyway, Lene obviously will go first because Rose lost last game, and you basically always want to be going first now. Are we going to see the turn 1 VO from Lene? Rose loves going for the turn 1 VO. She hates the front side UA. We see Respect. Respect to 1 from Lene. We'll take a look at Respect here. Now advance up to 3. At the start of your turn, draw 2 and discard this. We see you're super... In a lot of cases, you're super incentivizing your opponent to strike into this. Let's see if Vega will oblige. Yep, and there comes the strike from Vega. Lene responds with an EX sweep. Is that going to pop the regular sweep? Oh, Vega just trying to call out like a mid speed there. Maybe call out the Tenacious Mist. Instead, eats an EX sweep for 7, dealing only 2 back. Certainly don't want to be jamming Lene into the corner. That's where you want to be yourself. I'm assuming this is going to be a push. Good early start for Lene here, as far as health is concerned. We'll pull Lene 1. Of course, the sweep will pull a card at random from Chykka's hand. Chykka accidentally reveals the dive there. Focus gets pulled. I don't know what's going on with Chykka's mic here. Looks like, or Chykka's mouse looks like it's glitching a little bit. Anyway, this looks like a perfect time to Lene walk. Draw 2 and then retreat, take corner. And then yeah, you give your opponent a card, but you deny this corner from Vega. And yeah, Rose will do just that. I think that's the first time I've ever seen Rose Lene walk. Rose commenting, it's the second time she's ever Lene walked. She plays a lot of Lene. Chykka boosts defend. Attempting to trade up. The next strike. Maybe pop some defenses on mid speed. Vega's kit is full of mid speeds, but I mean, these mid speeds, you really want to play them when you're in the corner, right? back to Linnea here. Sitting at range 2, which is kind of her preferred range, right? She has a DP that works here. That card does not work. That's a fireball. That card doesn't work. But Elusive Flash is just a really good card. And here comes the VO from Linnea. We'll take a look at backside Linnea here, which is where we're going to be spending most of our game here as Linnea, as Rose. As Rose is Linnea. There's a sentence there, but I couldn't quite form it in time. Anyway, play continuous boost and regage. If it causes you to strike, gain +1 power. Sorry, folks. It is getting late here. It is 11:30. We see the dive being used as force for the move action, putting Vega at range 1. And we're going to see the Just Defense boosted. So it's a +3 power, +1 armor now, or +3 armor, +1 power now strike after lose all armor. Normally this card pairs hilariously poorly with Tenacious Mist. I expect this to be just like a focus or sweep ? I don't know what else this could be. In theory, it could be an assault, but I don't foresee it being one. I think it's just a slow from Linnea. Oh, it could be a flying swallow to get out of the corner. But then you're giving Vega a corner, so maybe not. Could this be second focus or sweep, maybe? Vega going for a crit here. Trying to pop something maybe with a sky high. No, with a pounce. Okay, it is the Tenacious Mist. So the Tenacious Mist will go... Okay, this is bad for Rose. Okay, apparently this is tech I didn't know. Apparently you can choose your order. Okay, cool. Yeah, I really need this vacation because I did not know that. So you lose all armor and then you gain armor afterward, which is pretty funny. Yeah, so the crit pounce. Okay, so Chykka draws the card that gets swept. So let's explain what happened here. Okay, Rose plays Just Defense with Tenacious Mist. Chykka responds with crit pounce for extra armor. The Tenacious Mist will hit for 1 damage, because Vega has 3 armor. We'll hit for 2 damage actually. I don't know. I didn't mean to type wait. I was telling my brain to wait. It's late. I apologize. So it's a 5 power Tenacious Mist that hits. Right. Will deal 2 damage to Vega. Linnea then loses all armor, but she gains armor where X is the damage this attack dealt. So she dealt 2 damage with the Tenacious Mist. So she hits back. So she gains 3 armor after losing all armor. It's very weird. I didn't know this combo existed until now. Or maybe I did and I just forgot. As we see prep into a mask. So yeah, apologies for that. Again, I've not been feeling on my game as far as commentating Exceed goes. So hopefully this 2-week break that I'm taking will help me kind of regain my analysis. Can't even come up with words anymore. I'm just flustered. Will help me regain my analysis just in time for playoffs, because maybe I've definitely overexceeded myself. Just can't remember these like niche interactions. But yeah, apparently pairing Tenacious Mist with Just Defense is decent there. It's good even for Linnea, because Linnea can obviously get the value off both the sweep and the Just Defense, which is why you see a lot of Linneas like to strike with cross. Put her at range 5 where she has like a pretty bad fireball, but then she can boost superior afterward, right? Extract the value of both sides of card like cross, which is very good. We'll take a look at superior here. Your next text considered to be EX, +1 power, +1 speed, +1 armor, +1 guard, of course. I believe it's Chykka's turn. I think I heard Chykka flip a card. No, Chykka's like messing around with his sorry. Hope you guys don't mind the motion sickness there, because I do have a tendency to sometimes when I just forget, I'll just like very quickly change the camera like that. Chykka's like messing around with his reference area. Here, warning, look away. Okay, there, you can look now. Oh man. Hope I'm not getting sick. I feel something coming. So I feel something's afoot. I think I'm just tired though. I've been up for a little bit. It's already 11:30. But we can't miss the riveting action between these two players, especially because I'm not going to be catching any matches until basically the end of week 5. So I believe Chykka's still thinking about what to do. Okay, Chykka flips the card over, shows the mask off, and then strikes. 1 card, no crit. Wonder if he's trying to call out slow with cross. Call it the Moongyre with a sweep or something. Lene goes for a Skyfangs to catch the cross and catches it. Oh my. Oh my. Rose reading Chykka like a book there. And this cross will go first. We'll hit for nothing. We'll hit for nothing, right? This is a 4 damage cross. This is 4 armor on the Skyfangs. This cross will hit for nothing. And then the Skyfangs will hit back for 4 damage. 3 after armor. And we'll pop the mask off from Vega. Wow. Man, I just wish I had gotten that call out. I feel like if I had gotten this cross call out a little bit early, that would have put me back into the Exceed groove, you know? But it wasn't meant to be. Of course, I shouldn't really be talking about my analysis skills when these two top competitors are playing a highly contested match. Lene off to an early lead here. As far as health is concerned, has 2 boosts in here as well. So like whenever Lene hits, so these specials, right? They're pretty. A lot of them are pretty, right? I mean, DP's always going to be decent, but I mean, like a dive, whatever. This fireball performs poorly in a lot of situations, just really well into that one. So when she hits her specials, right? That's when she can get these like decent boosts into the gauge, and then get value out of them with the +1 power as well. So Rose hitting with both its Tenacious Mist and the Skyfangs is really, really good, because she can get these boosts from the gauge now, which is less taxing on her hand. So she can actually, we're just gonna see a boost from hand, just negating anything that I said. So this is just a defend now strike. Probably just an assault. No, actually not an assault. Because it has hit gain advantage off it. I don't know what it is. It is an assault. Okay, double advantage there for Lene. Board positioning actually does not matter here. So it looks like they're just going to keep it. As Lene does a little shimmy there. Lene's advantage again. Has 2 more advantage boosts. Yeah, and Rose just saying, yeah, it is symmetric. So it actually does not matter at all. Yep, and now here's a +2 power now strike. Very, very, very strong. I mean, +2 power now strike costs a force. I mean, here it costs a gauge, but also has a hit gain advantage on it. Pretty decent. Lene can almost kill Vega here with an advantage, and it feels like maybe we'll run out of gas a little bit before that, but Vega only down to his last 14 hit points. So I guess Chykka has to guess whether Lene is going for like 5 damage grasp. Is there a world where Lene goes for like a 9 damage divine blaze? Did Chykka spent both grasps? Wait, this is a 9 damage divine blaze. Oh no. Wait, does Chykka have EX Scarlet Terror? Or EX Crit Scarlet Terror? Oh, he's playing EX Bloody High Claw at speed 7 to beat the Divine Blaze. Yes! Wow. That's gonna be a 7 power Bloody High Claw. Popping the 7 power 7 speed. Popping the 6 speed that Rose was going for here. And very well called out for there from Vega. I mean, Vega spends all his gauge to do so. Oh yeah, sorry, it's 8 power because EX, of course. The callouts and the callouts. This is a fun game 3. This is gonna be a fun set. This is a fun set. And I'm very happy that this is the this is the last set I'm casting before I take a break here, because this is a straight banger. Well, both players now basically out of resources. I mean, Vega has a gauge left at the very least. It's on an ultra though. Lene has only 2 cards to Vega's 3. Vega now sitting on the corner as well. Lene stuck at range 5 with 1 Skyfangs down. Notably, that does mean both claws are down for Vega. Notably, Vega does not want to overboost in this matchup, as do none of Lene's opponents because of Diviner. Take a look. This card just hard counters boosts, says no overboosting, please. But wow. Vega now initiating a strike, no crits. Cards that hit like Flying Persona. Or is he trying to catch... Oh, well, okay, so it'll be the RCF. RCF will close 5, so Vega will take center. Will deal 2 damage to 3 armor of Skyfangs. Skyfangs will be stunned. That's now the second fireball for Lene down. Lene gets pushed to the corner, now at range 4, where options that hit at range 4 for Lene are only the Flying Swallow. We'll take a look at this card real quick. As Lene dabs on her opponent. Is that a dab? Kind of looks like one, doesn't it? Prep, I'm sure, is the next course of action for both these players. Yeah, prep, even. Wouldn't mind seeing one more prep from Vega, personally. Although Vega has something like Assault. Probably Assault gets boosted before prep here. Just because you build some space and then you build your resources. That maybe seems like a better course of action than just prepping at center, where Lene can still hit you with the Flying Solo or the Dive. Yep, it is Chykka's turn here. Chykka will prep in response. A prep. Will Lene prep again to get up to 7? No, I foresee something like boosting a roll into a range 3 mix-up from Lene. I predict something like that will happen this turn. In response to the Chykka prep, just because now that Chykka has a bunch of resources, he's heavily incentivized to just leave, right? So Lene wants to catch Vega before he leaves. So I expect to see something like a roll boosted, or perhaps a spike boosted, or a reading. There you go. Reading Assault, and it hits. And Vega walks right into the spike. Reading Assault, super tough there, because, I mean, Vega now has to... Oh man, I really would have liked to see Vega boost that Assault to go to range 8. Especially because we saw Rose do these like fairly aggressive readings early on as well, right? In game 1, she was doing these. And Chykka gets punished as well. I mean, and he had that Assault in hand for a while. It was like the 3rd leftmost card, and Chykka hasn't shuffled his hand. So I really would have liked to see Chykka retreat to range 8 before prepping. I mean, I didn't even consider like the anti-reading play, right? But just to get some space so you can build resources at a safer in a safer location than at center board. And now Vega's standing at range 2 with all this space behind him, and that's not where you want to be as Vega, right, in this matchup. So yeah, I mean that's a tough break. That's a really tough break, but I think that really could have been mitigated by Chykka. And Rose takes the slight health lead here, staying at range 2. No continuous boosts in the gauge for her to boost, but range 2 with 1 gauge opens up the elusive flash mix-up. 1 to 2, 4, 4. Attacks at range 2 do not hit you. We see another prepare action come out from Chykka. Rose will do the same. Back to Vega here, and I mean, I don't know. Vegas surely has to leave here, right? There's what advantage is there to staying here? And you can leave with something just like with an initiation of cross. Right? That's a play. I don't know how many crosses are left in Chykka's deck. But that's a play. I don't know, it just feels like this is the wrong spot to be standing in. Right. And that's the third like really aggressive reading that Lene has gone for, and all of them have hit. We're actually just gonna see the light boosted for Chykka. So light's the one boost that kind of fares okay to the diviner, right? Because you are matching speed in this case, and we're at range 2. So the range increase doesn't matter, right? So the increase in range can also, in theory, no, it can't, because then, never mind, it goes to like fireball meta. That's a whole ordeal. But so this is basically plus 2 speed. Oh, and mix up is like not even a threat. We're gonna see second reading come out from Rose. Rose 4 for 4 on these readings. Assault beats the spike. I don't know if that was the first spike or the second spike, but I mean, Rose being 4 for 4 on these readings is a combination of both Chykka playing too passively with his normals and just getting lucky, I think. It's hard to tell. We're just see Lene revert and Lene walk back to the corner. Just denying Vega the corner. Yeah, Chykka needs to draw here. And ladies and gentlemen, you are seeing extremely rare footage of Rose using the Lene walk, but just denying the corner from Chykka. And Chykka needs to still draw his card, I believe. Okay, yep, there we go. Just denying Vega that corner, and it just feels like, I don't know. I guess Chykka must be just playing too passively. It's a combination of that and variance, though, I must say. I mean, just diffuses the boost with the spike. Again, I don't know how many spikes are up. It's definitely variance if there's only 1 spike left in the deck, but I have a feeling that there's 2 left. So I can't remember Vega boosting a spike. But Chykka's like really getting punished here. That's now 4 for 4 on readings for Rose so far. I guess the dive reading didn't really matter. I didn't get hit, right? But was still used to diffuse a threat. So I mean that was one of the that was an important reading as well, right? Also diffuse the light. It's actually the second time Rose has diffused light with just a reading. Maybe this is like a player v player type situation where both these players know each other and their tendencies, and Rose says, "Okay, Chykka, you keep too many of your normals in your hand when you're trying to boost, and I'm gonna try to use that against you here." This matchup, and it's paid off. Vega down to his last 5. We're going to see the retrieve boosted. So this is an expenditure of 1 force. Spends the block. Spends the get out of jail free card to move to range 5. Lune, of course, has nothing at range 5 that hits with both Skyfangs down. Unless, for example, she gets a double boost out into a Diviner. She actually reverted with one copy of the Diviner, has a second one left. Vega finally building that distance that I really wanted Chykka to build like 15 minutes ago, it feels like. Not 15, maybe that's an exaggeration, but like 10 minutes ago. Lune will advance 1 and then strike, hit, gain advantage. This is going to be either this is actually just a second copy of Flying Swallow, yeah. Both dives are down. Nothing else hits at range 4 for Lune. Wait. It could be that. It could be second Diviner. It could be second Diviner. I mean, Chykka down to his last 5 lives, so I mean, if he has a cross, he's striking with cross here. Especially after spending a block. This Diviner is on curve at speed 4 though, which is why I didn't like the block expenditure earlier from Chykka. On the very last turn, I did not like that expenditure at all. Spending block, get out of jail. I refer to it as a get out of jail free card, right? I mean, you can do the mathematics on it, and yeah, the value on it sucks, but I mean, you also don't die. Not dying is important in Exceed, so that's the real value of block, right? But Chykka spends a block there to move 3. Is Lune playing Diviner, second Diviner? I mean, it's second Diviner, or it's a Flying Swallow, right? Or it's bait. I don't think it's bait though. Like, you're trying to bait out an RCF, and you play sweep. Is that a possibility? Trying to bait out second RCF and play sweep? No. All right. Vega says no. I'm out. Lune will advance 3 and draw 1. Basically a null beat. Vega finally gets corner. Doesn't have a ton of hit points to work with, however. Don't really know what resources are left, but Chykka says I need to find them, whatever they are. I need to find them fast. We'll prep again. Now standing in the corner. However, Lune, I believe, has second roll available to her. If she wants to move to range 3, she can also boost her DP, which I believe she has 2 copies of. Now strike before close 1, hit, gain advantage. Notably, there are a couple speedy threats here for Vega, right? So Vega obviously can threaten an 8 power Sky High Claw, which would equalize health totals, right? But can also threaten like a 5 power Scarlet Terror at 6 speed. Can threaten a 5 power RCF at speed 6, or at speed 5 as well. Can threaten a Pounce and basically say, hey, I'm not going to die this strike, and I'm going to try to hit you for 7. Maybe remove a resource as well. And put you in technically within 1 combat territory, with Vega only having 13, with Lune only having 13 life. So this is not over, but this is definitely big advantage Lune, for sure. Not over, though. Not over. Maybe I kind of overcompensated and made things seem like doom and gloom for Chykka. But the past 15 minutes have not been going well for him at all, to be fair. And I really did want to stress that. I mean, I think that the lines that Rose took were very preventable. They also felt like Rose took very specific lines into a player that she knew was weak against those lines in tournament, right? So Lune spends 3 forces to move to range 1. Nobody spends the Diviner as well. So no boost here for Lune. Lune's also on front side. I completely forgot about that. Just very used to seeing Rose on backside Lune. Lune with that DS2 power stance build was a great sword and a little knife. Very cool. Man, I really want to play DS2 again. DS2 PvP, really, but I heard the servers are borked or something. I don't really know. But back in the day, DS2 was the only Dark Souls game that I would unironically PvP in because it was so much fun. It was a ton of fun. Anyway, back to Chykka here. Sitting at range 1 against Lene. In the corner at least, so does have the capacity to trade up, but Lene standing at range 1, threatening that slow to trade down, trade into the Vega. I mean, does Lene have a random fast option like EX Grasp available to her or something like that? Chykka probably wouldn't do this, but man, how spicy would just be a, hey, let's just strike with a Sky High Claw at range 1. Deal 8, equalize health totals. Because, especially into a player that you know so well, you really need to be bringing out these counter strategies, right? And I've stressed this before, but Chykka and Rose play each other a lot. They play each other so much. So they're both aware of each other's tendencies and etc. But note we see the mask boosted from Chykka. Try to trade up just a little bit. It's +1 power, +1 armor. Can be sustained indefinitely. We see Lene counter boosts with the superior. Your next attack's considered to be EX. Mask, but better. Back to Chykka here. Chykka looking at discards for Lene. Lene has 5 in hand, 5 in deck. Maybe a reading. Vega has 7 in hand, 5 in deck. Think Vega has 1 focus available to him. Not 100% sure. You know, I wonder if it would be worth just having overlays for just card counting purposes. It's like I wonder if that would be like a good spectator thing. I feel like it would be too overwhelming. But like just have like a box. I feel like I suggested this months ago. But no one really watched my videos months ago, so like, but what I wanted to suggest would be like a box over here that just says what cards are left in Vega's deck, and a box over here saying what cards are left in Lene's deck, right? I mean, it'd be relatively high maintenance, I guess, but maybe it'd be useful. It'd be useful for me actually more than anything else, just because especially when I'm commentating, you know, 6, 7, 8 matches a week. These games, they tend to blur together. And I can't seem to recall every single combat. I can remember games I played in Yomi like 10 years ago. I can recall specific moments in Exceed as well, right? But I can recall like a good number of Yomi games, like the important combats of them, like from 10 years ago or something. Maybe that's if you like that idea, let me know. I feel like it'd be too busy, but I would love it personally, just because I would be able to track the cards way easier. I wouldn't have to, as Chykka look like Chykka's taking a real hard look at the Lene's discard here. Trying to see what options are up. Trying to identify why Rose moved to range 1 here. Chykka really taking this time here. But yeah, if that's an idea that's interesting to you, let me know, and maybe I can. Maybe while I'm gone, I'll have like a little overlay I'll build like an overlay for Exceed, and you guys can quickly see what options are left. I mean, I can see what options are left more quickly. It'll probably improve the standard of my commentary, which I feel like has been slipping, but will hopefully be back to its proper levels by the time I return from my trip. I guess it wouldn't even have to be that big. It'd be quite small. I guess the one downside is, like, card counting is annoying. It's like an annoying thing to do. But maybe it's time. Maybe it's time we do that. Maybe if we come back and we're still struggling with these like very basic concepts, we'll do that. It's weird because like when I'm playing this game, I don't have these issues. I'm not having issues analyzing. It's just when I'm commentating that's happening. I guess I haven't really played much the past couple of weeks, but the games that I have played, I've done pretty well in. So it's actually just when I'm commentating that I'm having these issues. My ping to Chykka is spiking for some reason. Even though Chykka lives like less than 100 miles away from me or something. No idea what's going on there. It's like super spiking. Look at that. 694, 237, 79. Yeah, Chykka lives very close to me. Or relatively close, I guess. Not very close. Anyway, Rose not taking the time to check Chykka's discard. By this point, we should have identified exactly what threats are left for both players. I mean, what else are you going to do during this downtime? I mean, Chykka's deciding on a move, but we're going to see a parry come out from Chykka. I don't know what's going to get parried here. Parry focus. Okay. Parry focus whiffs. We see a hand of Diviner, Spike, Moongyre, Grass Block. This looks like a change cards needing to happen for Rose. No, because Rose can advantage chain this kind of. She can advantage chain it kind of. No, not really. What are you even going to advantage chain? Like boost Transcend, play Grasp, and then trade down like 3 to 8. Luckily no gauge for Diviner. Oh lord, what are they doing there? Okay, Chykka's block accidentally went to his deck. Looks like we're getting that sorted right now. Parry focus implies that Chykka wants to hit with like a pounce. No, pounce does 8. Why did Chykka parry focus? I mean, Chykka parries focus because he doesn't want to deal with that card. You see the -1 speed, ignore guard. Now strike can't gain advantage. So this is just grasp. I mean, it's an EX grasp that ignores guard. Oh wait, it's an EX grasp that ignores guard at speed 7. Scarlet Terror will not get you out of that one. I guess that's Chykka just kind of misidentifying what the threat is. from Lene. Or, like, not recognizing what the combo is. Because, I don't know, like, getting rid of the second block is brutal into this. Absolutely brutal. Brutal. There are actually no outs for Chykka left. Because he spends both blocks. And these are... I don't know, man. I just feel like people undervalue block, man. I love blocking. Like, yes, the value's not great on it, but you live. You live for longer. Literally, nothing stops a 4-power speed 7 EX grasp here, because Chykka's out of armor. The most armor that you can generate is 3 with an EX pounce, or critical pounce, excuse me. EX if we were playing like Street Fighter, but we're not. We're playing Exceed, so the criticals here. Because EX has existed beforehand. EX focus is not an option for Chykka. That's the only option. But, hey, a 4-power, 7-speed EX grasp, ignore guard, gain advantage is pretty good. And then, of course, Lene can get rid of her garbage that she doesn't need. Yeah, I don't know, man. I love blocking, personally. It's just that get out of jail free card where it's just like if your opponent like overcommits a thing and you just block it, then like you're actually gaining you're getting good value out of it. You get a gauge as well. But Chykka this game spends both of his blocks, and one for the parry and one for force to high jump, and I just feel like I don't agree with either of those decisions. Well, Chykka down to 5 lives, so at least he's not going to die here. Has 1 armor off the mask. But Lene gains advantage. What was her hand again? It was like Moongyre, Spike, Block? Probably... Oh, this Chykka puts the mask back on center. Chykka responding with a card from hand. It's the focus. Mitigates most of the damage here. We'll take 1 damage. And we'll be stunned. And there goes the reading plan. Lene gets advantage. Now up 13-4. Has a hand of Spike, Moongyre, Block. Don't remember if that's second reading or not for Chykka. But Lene probably reshuffles here, or CCs depending on it. We'll CC the gauge, because the gauge she sees as useless, doesn't really need to advance 3 anymore. We'll CC 4, drawing a full hand. The hand is known. It's Block, Block, Elusive Flash, Tenacious Miss, Focus, Divine Blaze. So Loki probably gonna just see another, like this focus, you can't punish it. Like there's, oh you can punish it actually. You can punish it with Crit Sky High Claw. If Chykka's a reading into Crit Sky High Claw. But I have a feeling if Rose performed the CC action, that surely Chykka does not have a reading. Surely that's the case here. Chykka down to his last 4 HP. Chykka goes for the reshuffle here. Says, I need my options back. The options I spent before, I need them back. Rose doesn't even need to check. Back to Rose here. Rose's hand is kind of dead, but she can just CC it all away. Like, her hand's not great, right? Blaze. Flash. That's Blaze, no gauge. Flash, no gauge. You can't just strike with focus, because then you get met with a crit Sky High, which is 8 power, and that's how you throw a game, and you do not want to be throwing a game in this situation. You can VO here if you're Lene, but like there's also no point really, because like are you really going to be getting more specials in the gauge or more continuous boost in the gauge? Maybe Roche just wants a fresh hand, a hand that's not that. The merit in VOing is not really for getting backside Lene, but it's more for building a gauge to threaten an elusive flash in the future. But like Vega has a lot of closes, right? Elusive flash doesn't really perform well into a kit like Vega, who was like a Scarlet Terror to deal with it. And like any guarded options, like a Pounce will deal with it as well. Or like a Defend and any Vega card will deal with it. So maybe Elusive Flash isn't the best card here, as we are quickly approaching the 2-hour mark. We're going to see the Resistance Shear Wall boosted, so +1 armor, +3 guard, now strike hit gain advantage. It's probably going to be paired with the Focus to prevent Sky High Claw from hitting back. This is well spotted here from Rose. So Rose knows that this card deals 8, and you don't want to die to this. So we're just gonna play a defense with beefy. We're just gonna play a focus with beefy defenses here. Let's go. We got what, 3 armor and a billion guard. Can't trade into it if you're Vega. You're down to your last 4 HP. You have to dive, or you have to wild swing for a block. Or I mean, that's basically it, right? You can Flying Barcelona out of it. I think Vega actually has Flying Barcelona's left. You can Flying Barcelona out of it. So this is not like a guaranteed kill setup from Rose, but it's pretty good. Block obviously means that Lene gets advantage and just gets to do it again. Or gets to do something like that again. I don't know, it just felt like this past like 25 minutes from Vega just really lost the plot, I feel like. He's really lost the plot. Just unhappy. I'm not the happiest with Chykka's decisions on Vega. Towards the end here. Even the resource game. Even maybe in the mid game. Ever since that, when Chykka chose not to leave. Did Chykka just start the game here? Oh, he's playing Pounce. Oh wait, no, Chykka's just starting the game here. Alright, that's GG. Yeah, I don't see why. I mean, oh wait, no, it's not GG. Vega has 1 life left. Forced to play the EX. And yeah, that would be a 3 power. Yes, 3 total power. Well, Vega down to his last HP now. Okay. Lives. But, well, things are not looking good. Sorry, I forgot that, focus on just 4. I don't know. I forgot something. It's late. It's already past midnight. This match has been going on for almost 2 hours now. It's been a little bit of a slog. As are most Chykka games, to be fair. Rose gets advantage here, though. Clearly doesn't have like a winning play right off the bat. I mean, hand is 0-0 Gyre. 0-0 Gyre Divine Blaze. What's the boost on Divine Blaze? We see the +3 armor now strikes. This is gonna be a +3 armor paired with a Moonshire. I'm assuming. This feels sketchy. Oh my god, she just throws his card across. It's the Grasp. It's actually the Tenacious Mist. Oh, did Lene draw 2 cards that maybe I just wasn't aware. Okay, well, the Grasp will deal 0 damage, and then Tenacious Mist will be unable to hit. Chykka boosts Light. So where will Lene tech hit Wild Swings this? Lene's 2 tech hits, right? Also, I don't know why Lene had 2 cards there. I'm assuming Lene just drew 2 cards. No, Lene will just Lene walk. Get out of range. Probably in range. Moves to range 2. Yeah, of course. With the Elusive Flash online. Not known in hand, but can be online. I believe both copies got shuffled back. No, actually, only one copy got shuffled back into the deck. This is a little bit of a gambit here from Rose. Rose has drawn, what, 4 cards off the top? The reminder, the first Elusive Flash got caught in the play area when the reshuffle happened. Because this focus drew a card forcing the reshuffle. So only one copy left of Elusive Flash in the deck for Lene. That said, I mean, all of Vega's cards, as we discussed earlier, with a light basically will beat Divine Elusive Flash. Maybe that's not the threat. Maybe Lene is trying to coax out a spike from Chykka and will punish accordingly. I wonder if that's the play that Rose is trying to do. Especially when the hand of EX Block was revealed. Is she trying to coax out a spike? Does Chykka even have a spike, though? I don't know, so many questions. I just feel like the mind... We see the Retrieve boosted. Vega hops out of the corner and will spend the grasp from the Gauge to put the Fierce into play. Now it's Wave the Warrior boosted, +2 power, +2 speed at range 2. How will Lene deal with this? Vega's setting up for a quick strike, but yeah, gets met with the tech hit, of course. Tech hits the Fierce, does Rose. And is Lene playing anti-spike or not here? Is the question. Is Lene playing anti-spike or not? Do you imagine if this was a second Skyfangs to catch cross? Imagine. I don't think it is, but if you get caught with that twice in a game, then you might as well just retire. I mean, Lene's facing a +2 speed, so in theory she's disfavored, but with the way momentum's been shifting the past half of this game, you'd think that Rose is favored here. Chykka look like he's going to strike with that one card. No Gauge for the Ultras, notably. So no random Splendid. Or, not the other one. Bloody High Claw doesn't even work, because there's only 2 spaces behind Chykka. Chykka looking at his discard? Or trying to look at his discard? I don't know, he weirdly clicked it, and then, didn't. I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, there it is. Searching his discard. Oh, surely this is not a Watswing moment from Chykka. Surely not. Oh, no. No. Watswing from Chykka. Watswing focus into the... Rose wins. Oh, no. That is it. Oh, and Chykka has the sweep too to pop the focus. Has the cross as well. Has a dive. Has 3 options in hand. That beat the focus, or I guess dive doesn't really beat the focus, but and goes for the wild swing there. Huh. Anyway, I'm too tired to analyze that. Rose wins, moves on to 3-0, beating both Chykka and Migo in pools. Like, if you're looking for a player to watch out for, you gotta watch out for Rose here. Rose is looking good. But Chykka drops down to 2-1, obviously not out of the tournament yet. Rose moves on to 3-0, our first competitor to be 3-0 thus far. And she's already made a name for herself, beating both Migo and Chykka, in my opinion. Two of the strongest players in the tournament, of course. But very well done there from Rose. Yeah, definitely Chykka, I feel like, lost the plot multiple times in multiple games. Big fan of the Lene play. Yeah, Migo calling it out as well. Big fan of the Lene play. Anyway, I don't really have too many brain cells that are working or want to work to analyze the end of this game, but I mean, you can just pause the video and analyze it yourself. There you go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the content. If you did, feel free to leave a like, leave a subscribe, or hit the bell. But yeah, I mean, what a way to you know what, we'll just end here. All right, guys, take care. Bye bye.